Hello, Faust buddies. Today we're going to talk about far slash. Now, this video is going to be divided to two, I believe, where the first part is just going to be generalities about far slash and what do you generally do with it, and the second part is going to be about how to convert when you have meter or far slash, which is something I think Faust players could upgrade in their gameplay and would definitely show a lot of reward once you do like implement it into your gameplay. So let's get started. Far Slash is a 12 frame poke. Has a lot of range. It'll hit from about here. Um, it is 2 frames active, which is not a lot. Has I think 20 recovery, which is a lot. So make sure to use it properly. Don't want to be whipping this. This is a lot of recovery. And of course, it loses the 6p, but it is disjointed at the end. So if I set Nago to do 6p here, um, you could see it flashing, as you can see. So, is a move Faust has to use a lot of neutral. You use it to stop people from dash blocking sometimes, especially the slower characters. You can use it to zone a bit. You can condition people to be afraid of approaching with 2H. Make sure you're spacing this correctly. Of course, like a tip range, 2H won't connect, but over here 2H will connect, over here 2H will connect. And when blocked, 2H will be a natural frame trap, meaning if they're mashing, if they're trying to jump anything, this will catch them, okay? This is frame 1, as far as I remember, frame trap. So keep that in mind, that's something that's good to remember. You do have other Gatling options with 5H, but 5H will normally whiff. If you are dealing with dash blockers, and they're getting pretty close to you, far slash 5H is very decent string. Now, other things you can do with Far Slash are going for Thrust, if you think your opponent will 6B you because they're afraid of the 2H. Or you could go for an item if you're like well spaced. You could sometimes go for an item pull. If the opponent doesn't react in time, you'll be safe, you'll get an item out. A good way to do it is to condition them again with 2H, which will scare them to move forward. So, just in general, for like normal conversions, if you get far slash 2H on hit, you'll for an item. You'll play neutral with the item. You get a soft knockdown from 2H, so nothing too crazy. If you're close enough, going for a far slash 5H change, you can get an item NB+. If you do get a counter hit, going for a mix is not easy to confirm, but is very valuable if you can do it. Okay? So as you can see, it goes pretty far. If you can't, going for 2H confirm is okay. It is not the worst thing in the world. You do get the item out, and you have some time to make plays with it. If you're close enough, going for far slash 5H will give you more time to convert into the mix. It is hard to make a mix loop happen with this conversion. As you can see, the opponent will usually bounce pretty far away. But just getting the hard knockdown is pretty worthwhile, and getting the corner carry. On a crouching opponent, you can confirm into a thrust, which is great. This will not work, sadly, if they're standing. If they're standing, you can see, only from like close ranges this connects, but generally, this won't be a combo. Anything that has to do with air confirms, sadly, is very hard to confirm, but normally far slash, as you can see, struggles to hit out the end. As you can see, getting a mix is pretty hard. If you do go for a thrust, it will connect, you can get an item out, or just going for the item straight away is okay. So let's get back to when do you use far slash. So we talked about zoning and trying to catch people when dash blocking. Another use that far slash has is a whiff punisher. Far slash will be your main whiff punisher tool. And it will be super important, especially against characters who throw out moves like 2H or far slash, which Faust naturally low profiles by holding down back. Normally, these moves will be punished by far slash 2H, and if you don't have meter, you'll just throw the item. But once you have meter, I believe it is very worthwhile to use that meter for the combo. And the reason is, far slash 2H, while not too bad, doesn't do a lot of damage, and also doesn't leave you too advantageous. Being able to convert into a hard knockdown, start pressure, possibly break wall, or go wall to wall, which are all things you can do with r/2h, is very valuable. So now is the second part of the video, how to use meter, okay? The first BNB that I really recommend everybody to learn is a bit technical, but is super worth your time, is r/2h into a fast mix. Okay, the way it looks like, I'll first do it, then I'll explain. Okay, it's like this, and as you can see from mid-screen, you'll get a wall break, which is super good, getting a wall break from mid-screen, but even from here, if you ended up like low profiling in Nago, which I know you all did, as you can see, I set Nago wall to wall with this conversion. And the reason why I think this is so worthwhile, let's assume the case is like you're fighting a Nago and you do this, you threw an item, and you may have gotten a good one, but you're still in the corner. So you still has the explosive potential against you. The same is true when you low profile and go Lewis as r/, or if you catch some other dude whiffing like Sol or Kai, and you really want to send them all the way to the corner. So I really recommend learning this string. So the way you do this string is again r/2h, and then you do a drift forward RC. Okay, it looks like this in slow motion, right? So you do this thing. And after you do this, you'll do a fast cancel into an RC. Now, if you don't know how to do fast cancels, that's okay. Basically, the idea behind it is that you'll do your RC and input very fast the next button you do. So you can practice first with doing something like r/, just to see how it looks like. So you'll drift forward. To drift forward, you can basically tap your dash macro and forward, and then press RC. Okay, so start by doing this thing and do a r/, then try to do it fast, so you can get the fast RC. And once you're used to it, input the full mix. The reason I recommend using r/ as the button to train with is because it's the same button you use for mix. You'll just need to add the input first and quarter circle forward. Okay, so that's how the general thing looks like. It's very worth learning, is very consistent, and very strong in all places on the map. So I'm going to give a few alternatives just so you have an option in case you're struggling with this, or if you want something else to do, or maybe you want to do more damage, because doing more damage is always fun. So let's look at a few alternatives. Alternative number one, for people who struggle with this, would be to do forward drifts into 5k mix. Okay, this is super easy to do. It gives you the hard knockdown, and if you do get close to the wall, you can do 5k mix again. And if you don't fuck it up like I just did, you'll get a wall break. It's a bit less damage. If you do struggle with the input, it is okay to do this. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can see I'm doing a small micro dash. And, as long as I don't fuck it up, I'll be okay. The reason I recommend against this is because, as you can see, it is not the most consistent one. Where you hit the 5k is super dependent on whether you'll get a good bounce. If you do hit it close enough, you could go for a close slash. As you can see, not the most consistent, okay, but it is an alternative. Let's talk about different alternatives. If you are close enough, you'll do a drift forward, you'll hit the RC, you'll hit the opponent, and you can simply run them and do one of our normal BNBs, like this. In cases where you're trying to kill your opponent, this does a lot more damage, okay? This is important to remember. If you're trying to kill and not just do a consistent combo, okay, it is very important. Go for the drift forward CRC and hit your opponent. Okay, I think it did 30 damage more or so. Okay, this is the normal combo that you would go for. This is alternative number 2, in case you're close enough. Alternative number 3 is going for close slash. Okay, it's a bit tighter than going for 5k, but it is doable. If you do end up going for this, you'll just like run forward, as you can see, you'll do your normal mix loop, and you'll go for 5k JK JD and to break the wall. You can go for a level key instead by doing 5k JD, that is also fine. The downside to this string is, of course, that if you are at the corner, it okay. First of all, the downspring of the down side of this string is that you could get far slash, which is not optimal for you. But yeah, you'll use it when you're close enough. So if you're at the wall, it wouldn't get you that wall-to-wall corner combo, which is a bit disappointing, but you do get the hard knockdown. Now, the one other thing that I think you could learn is the lesser alternative that I have. And as you can see, all the alternatives are pretty shaky. I really recommend this, the faster C, because this is super consistent. But the last one that you could learn, which is kind of okay, is using Scarecrow S. And the way it looks like is you'll do r/2h into Scarecrow S, and you'll PRC that to get a close slash. This is pretty tight timing-wise, especially on the heavier characters. On the lighter characters, it's a bit easier to do, but it's doable. I usually don't use this, so I'm a bit rusty on it. This is how the combo looks like. Okay, it has timing to it. I think it's like okay if you get used to it, but I really do recommend, again, learning this. This will most likely, if you don't use this yet, it will change your gameplay and take it to the next level. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. If you have new ideas of how to use far slash, you make sure to write them down or to share them. And yeah, have a happy far slashing, Faust buddies. See you around. Bye bye.